We are inching closer and closer to the Capcom Cup in Los Angeles in December. The competition field will feature a mix of established veterans and up-and-coming stars. The North American Regional Finals taking place this past weekend, the Capcom Pro Tour regular season has come to an end. 31 of the 32 players that will be competing at the Capcom World Cup have been determined, with the 32nd spot open in the last chance tournament. Top 26 global players qualify for the tournament with a representative from all four regions, them being North America, Europe, Asia, and Latin America. If the winner of the regional final already qualifies for the Capcom World Cup based on global points, the highest ranked player outside of the top 26 earns the bid. The reigning champion also receives an automatic bid. With Gachikun finishing the regular season at global rank 15, JB from North America will earn a bid as the global 27. Luffy, Kichipamu, and Smug will also enter the field. All three earned a bid due to the regional champion already qualifying through global points. Zenith from Latin America, Brazil specifically, is the only player from the region that is qualified for the Capcom World Cup. MenaRD is the highest ranked player from Latin America and is currently 32nd in global points. Will have to compete for a spot in the last chance tournament. MenaRD finished 33rd in the North American Regional Finals Open Tournament. Here are some other names that were big winners from the North American Regional Final. 801 Strider had a 5th place finish in the Open Tournament and jumped from global 28 to 24, securing a spot in the Capcom World Cup. Knuckle Dew won 1st place in the regional final, an NA top 8, and finished 2nd in the Open Tournament. Jumped 8 global spots to 11th place. Hot Dog 29 was the winner of the North America Regional Finals Open Tournament and captured his first tournament win outside of Asia this season. With the win and the 1,000 global placement points, Hot Dog 29 went from global 15 to 5. Punk and Bonchan remain at the top of the world ranking. Bonchan had a huge summer, winning CEO, Versus Fighting, Evo, and Celtic Throwdown. Bonchan's winning streak ended in September with a 129th place finish at the Asia Premier. Bonchan has since finished in the top 10 of the last 3 tournaments he has played in. Punk started the year with big wins at Combo Breaker and Final Round. Slow summer with the 17th place finish at CEO and Evo, Punk has been successful recently with 3 straight wins with a 1st place finish at First Attack 2019 at their regional finals. Punk finished 2nd in the regional NA top 8, 5th in the Open Tournament. So some familiar faces in the Capcom Cup. Here to break it all down, of course, is Jacob Wolf. We have Daigo, the legend. Of course, he shows up in many tournaments. I always want him to win, but that's the nostalgia in me that always wants to see Daigo win. But Bonchan, let's talk about his 2019. Of course, he's the Evo champion, won at CEO as well. Then didn't have such favorable results, but he looks to be back on track. Is Bonchan the favorite in this one?
You know, you got to give him the nod. Whoever wins Evo, obviously, they've had a really good competitive year. He also won CEO, the major tournament before that, as you mentioned. So, you know, I do think he's someone I'd put good odds on if I were betting on this tournament. You know, coming into this, it seems like he had a little bit of a rough fall, as you mentioned, but I do think he is sort of the person to watch, and I do think that I would give him a competitive edge.
Who else are you looking at?
You know, Punk is someone that we've followed for a number of years. He came on the scene a few years ago and just, you know, was one of the best North American players in Street Fighter instantly. It looked like he just came out of his mom's house, which he did, and like just made this incredible run. But he's never won an Evo, and he's never won a Capcom Cup, and I think that this is the opportunity for him to potentially do so. We have other familiar faces. Takedo, obviously, has won many a championship before. Momochi, Gachikun, who's won Capcom Cup last year. There's a really set of familiar faces of people who are very good and are champions throughout this year. I know you're a big Daigo guy.
Yes.
But, you know, I'm interested.
Daigo's going to win, right?
No. I'm very interested in the MenaRD sort of track, right? He is someone who won a few years ago. He has to play through the last chance qualifier to get here because he didn't qualify in the Latin American part of the Pro Tour qualifiers. And so now he's got to make a good run. And you know, he's a great player. Again, another one of those young guys like Punk in a scene that has a lot of veterans in it that made it really fast come up. But he's an exciting player, MenaRD is, and I think that he's someone that we could see make it through the last chance qualifier, make it into the main event, and then potentially make it even towards the top 16. So I'm really interested to see how that shakes up.
So it's a very interesting mix of veteran players looking to reclaim that glory and young up-and-coming players looking to make a name for themselves. Of course, it's going to be very interesting at the Capcom Cup in December in Los Angeles. Full coverage available at espn.com/esports.